Good morning and welcome to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you joining us this morning. If you're watching us live, thank you for that. If you are listening to us or watching the video later, appreciate that as well. We do upload all of these shows, both the morning and the evening show, to our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com. Those are free. It's that would be /podcast if you're looking for those on the website. We did have Mr. Derek Babcock, who is a candidate for District 6, come on the show this yesterday evening at 4:30. If you missed that, of course, you can go to www.livingstonparishnews.com /podcast to check that out. The news is on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We're online, as mentioned. We're also once a week in print. Our Thursday edition this week is chock full of election information, including 10-day finance reports, little blurbs about the candidates, little mug shots. If you vote by the way the person looks, well, you get to see some pictures of them. We did all the local races that we had room for, so please check that out. Again, it's a magazine style on Thursday, and you can find it in your local stores for $2. If you want to subscribe, it's $7 a month. You get them delivered to your mailbox every Thursday, or it's $56 a year, and either of those gets you free access and full access to our website, so please check that out. Traffic this morning, pretty heavy on I-12 heading westbound, backed up all the way to Juban Road, and the traffic begins at Sherwood Forest Boulevard. Minor delay in Denham Springs as people are still dropping their kids off at Denham Springs High School and Denham Springs Junior High. Minor delays in Watson as those parents funnel out of there, dropping their kids off at school. Easy time in Walker, except it looks like today we're getting some 447 Arnold Road traffic this morning that came back. We had that a couple of weeks ago. It kind of dissipated, but today, heavy delays on North 447 heading into that intersection as people are trying to get by. Your weather today, it's currently 71 degrees, going to be a hot one today, getting up to about 90 with a chance of afternoon thunderstorms. And unfortunately, the cold front with more thunderstorms is not coming through until tomorrow. We'll get down to 57 on Friday night, making for a beautiful day Saturday, getting up to about 73 for that football game, getting down as low as 58 degrees in the evening. Perfect voting weather as well. Please remember to vote on October 12th. Polls open at 7 a.m. They close at 8 p.m. If you are not in line by 8 p.m., you are not allowed to vote. So please handle that accordingly on Saturday, considering everything that's going on. We'll get back warm again during the day. However, we're going to start getting some bands of rain as the northern cold attacks. And by next Wednesday, could have a low in the 40s in the evening after showers ending around lunch bring in some cooler weather. So again, that'll be next Wednesday. Be on the lookout for that. The John Cowart trial is currently ongoing. It's being covered by Mr. Kevin Fambro. We have day one up on our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com /news. Mr. Cowart was convicted he was arrested under the auspices that he had murdered Miss Emily Rogers on February 13th of 2018, currently under trial for that. His defense is pushing for manslaughter, not second-degree murder, because according to day one testimony, which were interviews that were presented between Cowart and the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office, he claims that the whole situation was an accident. Both individuals were under the influence. So we will see how things go moving into day two of all that testimony. Mr. Kevin Fambro, again, you can follow him on Twitter. He will have some updates during the day as they move in and out of trial. Excuse me. Parish Council is tonight. Pre-election Parish Council, pretty tame meeting. Grinder pump ordinance is back on the agenda, this time without holding real estate agents responsible if the owner does not disclose, the owner of a piece of real estate does not disclose if they have a grinder pump on the property or not. Real estate agents have to go through a disclosure form with clients whenever they're listing their home, and they have to go through things that they may or may not know are wrong with the home. There is a place to say, I don't know, on that form. Now, having grinder pumps added to that form is sort of a step one in this process. the Baton Rouge area Board of Realtors and their group had visited the parish council several times to say that they will update that form to reflect that. Now, that still does not handle the issue going on, excuse me, with Serene Acres specifically, which is where this problem began to crop up. Specifically, some residents had to pay $10,000-$20,000 over the past few years trying to keep their grinder pump up to speed. One individual said that his pump, per some engineering and inspections that were done by people that he knew and he paid, did not have the appropriate amount of electricity, not enough horsepower. The intake and outtake valves or pipes were not large enough. The container was not large enough. Simply just not up to specs to be able to service a home of that size. So it will be interesting to see where the council goes moving forward in terms of any kind of restrictive ordinance. It's still working on trying to get some of the private inspection reports that were done by private companies subcontracted by the parish. However, the final report from the Department of Health and Hospitals said that this will be released. However, it should be noted that the Homeowners Association is supposed to be able to handle the grinder pumps. Serene Acres has never had a homeowners association, so that was kind of an interesting discrepancy in there. The homeowner who brought all this up said, has said several times that he was not interested in having real estate agents get brought into it. He was more interested in trying to make sure that properties were inspected properly. A lot of these properties are inspected by companies off-site. They are not part of the parish. They're private companies. It's very hard to get those documents. So we're working on that. For the parish's auspices, they only keep the first sheet and a checklist that says it was done. So it will be interesting to see if that process is adjusted, as well as whether or not, some ordinance comes up down the road, excuse me, that requires a change in the specifications of what's good enough for a grinder pump for a home. I know that a lot of the parish council people, specifically the ones who have had to deal with grinder pumps, which include R.C. Bubba Harris from District 5, which is where this came from, and Tracy Girlinghouse in District 7, would like to just do away with them altogether and make it a requirement where they don't have to exist. Not entirely sure if they're going to be able to go that far. But it will be interesting to see where they move forward after this. Otherwise, it's a fairly tame meeting. Parish Council will be refinancing some bonds to save about $1 million on the back end. Those bonds are revenue generating and will be, will come due in about 10 years. So they're going to save about $100,000 a year. So that is a good it's a good savings mechanism. Also on the agenda, some discussions about ordinances requiring drainage impact studies and the waiver of such. That there's some interesting language in the presentation there. Haven't been able to get in touch with anybody about what specifically that means. Hoping that I will hear from the parish council offices this morning, maybe get an idea of where it came from. So we'll let you know, and otherwise we'll find out tonight. As of right now, it does not look like there will be an ordinance committee or a finance committee meeting, because again, pre-election parish council meeting, so it's kind of a lame one. So we'll see what happens. You never know. There always seems to be fireworks up there. So we'll find out. Hopefully, I can get that information to you guys online before the meeting tonight. We'll find out. Albany is playing tonight. We mentioned this yesterday. They're playing Bogalusa. This is a district opener. It is one of only 2 Thursday night games this year, which is interesting. Usually we have a couple of 4, 5A district games that occur on Thursday night. But as of right now, Albany's playing this Thursday, Springfield's playing next Thursday, and that's about it. We got our football show out, at least the audio version, early. You can find that www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. We also posted it on Facebook if you're interested in that. We talk about all the football that's going on this week and how some of these teams are trying to carry momentum forward. Of course, the marquee matchup this week, undefeated Live Oak taking on a deceptive 2-2 Zachary. So it should be interesting to see how that pans out on Friday night. All I know is Watson is going to be rocking, and we will talk about that more tomorrow. Denham Springs High School named their homecoming queen last week. That would have been Miss Caitlin McLaughlin. Congratulations to her. North Corbin Junior High, their 4-H club, got together with Convoy of Hope to put together hygiene kits, which they then shipped to Convoy's headquarters in Missouri. They are for survivors of Hurricane Dorian, so they'll be shipping them down to the Bahamas, South Florida, that kind of area. The Livingston Parish Fair continues to go on. It will go on through this weekend. Please remember that this Saturday is Fair Day, so if you're planning to go to the fair, try to plan to vote first. We will have that list of precincts posted today online, so you can kind of check that out. Please look for the place to vote, and please go vote. Speaking of the fair, Tuesday night, we didn't get as much chance to talk about it yesterday, but we had our spelling bee. Mr. Colin Sprouse of North Corbin Junior High, I've been talking about them a lot lately, was our first place winner, followed by Miss Emery Cooks, also of North Corbin Junior High, and then Miss Tristan Acosta of Maurepas was our third place finisher. So congratulations to all three of them, and we want to thank them and their parents for coming out on a Tuesday night to the fair. Didn't get to go ride the rides, did a little spelling bee, but all those kids were having fun. Some real smart kids in this parish. We got up to round 13 and still had about 8 contestants. So a lot of fun on Tuesday night. We do that annually. That was our 37th one. Hopefully we'll be able to do something special for our 40th. So please keep your eyes out for that. One more time, around the bend with your traffic. Let's get an updated situation here. Folks are starting to filter out of Watson, filter out of Denham, and get on the interstate. Traffic is touch and go. It's not as bad as it was about 15 minutes ago when we started the show. It's the backup is just about where Range meets I-12. It is not backed up to Juban as bad anymore. Those delays running through Millerville at this time, not Sherwood, maybe cleaned up a wreck or something. Still some delays on Hatchell Lane as parents drop their kids off at Denham Springs Junior High School. And it's looking like delays still at Arnold Road and 447 as folks are trying to get through that stop sign there, or that four-way stop there. Minor delays on 64 heading into Central. It's currently 71 degrees, low of 72 tonight. It will get up to about 90 with some afternoon thunderstorms today. Unfortunately, those are not the thunderstorms that are bringing the cold weather. That is tomorrow. At around noon, they will begin, and they will bring a small band of cold weather through the weekend, which will make Saturday a great day to go vote and a great day for a football game. 73 is your high on Saturday. 58 will be your low. Now, it will warm back up until Wednesday, and then some morning rain as of this time. It's supposed to bring in another band of cold weather, get down to 48 Wednesday night, and then stay cool after that. Please remember, we had Mr. Derek Babcock on the show yesterday afternoon. You can check him out, www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast if you didn't get to watch it last night, or you can check our Facebook feed to see that. We always post these shows, audio and video versions, online at that location. They are free. Otherwise, we are $5 a month online. If you're interested in that, we are $7 a month in print. You get that delivered to your mailbox every Thursday, $56 a year. It's roughly a 33% savings to buy a year subscription, so keep that in mind when you make your purchase, unless you're only interested in a certain sports season or a certain piece of event that is going on. Please remember the news is on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find those links on our website to those social media sites if you're interested in those. Excuse me. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you joining us on this Thursday morning right here before Parish Council and a few other things. And, of course, tomorrow we'll be talking about Parish Council wrap-up and leading right on into voting day on Saturday. We will keep you apprised of how that's going. And I will be, Saturday night, I will miss the football game. I will be with Clerk of Court Jason Harris as we receive results and get them out to you all. So once again, thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you have a great Thursday. And I think David's going to be in the booth this afternoon to give you a little update as I head out to Livingston for the Parish Council. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us.